Hello everybody. My name is Michael Black, and this is our podcast, Excipient Talk, brought to you by galenIQ. And today I'm talking to Charlotte Keulen. Hello, Charlotte.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
I'm very good. And you?
Good, yeah, thank you. Charlotte, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thanks for having me, Michael. As you said, my name is Charlotte, and I'm part of the marketing communication team in Benio, where we handle basically all external product communication for all our ingredients and business units, so for food, feed, and pharma. We do sales campaigns, worldwide campaigns. We create a lot of content and promotional materials inside of our team. So a lot of copywriting and storytelling, really everything to get our Benio story outside of our walls. And then I'm also in charge of social media. So for us, that's mainly LinkedIn with some other local initiatives as well.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. So, what are we going to talk about today?
Yes, so today we're going to talk a bit about marketing communication in the pharma industry. I thought that might be very interesting for our listeners, as they are all experts in the pharma industry, but maybe not so much in marketing.
Right, okay, that sounds great. What would be like the challenges of getting into that?
I think pharma is a very specific industry. Yeah? We also work for food, and it's very different. It's a different story to do marketing for pharma. In a lot of different aspects. So, for example, pharmaceutical industry is very regulated, and we are very restricted in what we say and do. Everything needs to be scientifically correct, of course. But on the other hand, our audience is very niche. We can target our campaigns very precisely, which is a big plus, in my opinion, because we have a very dedicated audience for our pharmaceutical campaigns. What's also different is, of course, the storytelling. For pharma is very technical. It's really B2B branding. We talk to and target experts in the industry. The difference, for example, with food is that also consumers are very aware of ingredients, what's in the food, what's on our ingredient label. Where for pharma, we see that consumers mainly look at, does it taste good? Is it easy to take or swallow? And that's really the aspect that stands out. So our communication, more technical, is really B2B oriented.
Okay, yeah. So, how do you decide which channels to use for your activities?
Yeah, a good question. Of course, we start by looking where we think our audience is present. We work with an agency that is also specialized in that for the pharma industry. And every year we select a bunch of specialized media, so platforms that are specialized in pharmaceutical communication, magazines, websites, and there we launch some advertisements every year. And then on the other hand, we also use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a big platform for us where we find that we have a very good engagement and that we really reach our audience on. So that's the channels we choose at the
Okay,
moment.
yeah. And speaking about, each year you have different areas of focus. How
Mhm.
do you actually decide what to focus on for that time?
Yeah. That's actually together with the team. Every year we try to focus on one big topic. We have had years that the pharma team had some new research, and then we really focus on that. For example, the past year we worked on galenIQ in granulations, and then we create a bunch of new content around it. So a white paper, promotional copy. We also are working on a webinar for the topic. So we really try to build a whole story around one specific team every year.
Okay.
Um, And then, of course, we do some smaller topics. For example, in winter, it's always nice to talk about vitamin D. We also do some advertising around CPHI because that's one of the biggest fairs in the industry. So we really want to get people to our booth and really promote that we're there. So that's a bit how we build the story every year.
Okay, right, yeah. And you mentioned LinkedIn. Of course, I'm
Mhm.
also a big fan of LinkedIn.
Yeah,
But what makes LinkedIn for you be effective for pharma?
yeah. Well, when we talk about social media, it's really the biggest B2B flat platform where you can be. Um, and also it gives you a lot of freedom. You don't need a very big budget to make a really nice campaign on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
For example, we do like single image ads where you have just a visual and some copy, and then we lead to our website for more information. And we find that we get a lot of reactions, a lot of engagements. Pharma topics score very well on LinkedIn. So it's just a very powerful tool to get really that conversation going with the industry.
Okay, great. And I mean, you said there about getting reaction, whatever. How do you actually measure the success of the campaigns?
Yeah, of course, that's a big part of the social media job is really measuring success. It's not always easy. Because we work a lot with branding campaigns. And with branding campaigns, it's not so easy to see the return on investments. But there we look at reach and engagements. So how many people have seen our ads and how many people have, for example, clicked or liked or commented on our ads, because that gives a good idea of how successful the topic is for our audience. Um, and at the moment, we're also trying to take a step forward. So working more towards lead generation, where we actually want to generate contact lists. So, for example, we create a downloadable document, and people need to leave their contact details. So then we have an actual lead that we can contact. So that's a great way of measuring results as well.
Okay, yeah, sounds fantastic. And I mean, you were talking just before that about the pharma content should be,
Mhm.
let's say, technical, but from my point of view, too much technical can overload. So how do you
Yeah.
get the balance right?
Yeah, exactly. But for me, I must say that's the easy part because I'm not technical at all. For me, the working for pharma was completely new, completely, yeah, really topics I didn't know anything about. So the technical data comes from the team, but I make the message more like understandable. I think if I can understand the message, then it should be fairly easy to understand for the industry.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely, I think it's really important to take that basis and put it in a way that everyone can relate to, and
Exactly.
we really see that. And so, what do you now think are the biggest opportunities for the pharma communication in the coming years?
Yeah, I think there's several opportunities. I think brands in general, and so also for us, the people want to see more transparency. So really see who is behind the brands, who brings this innovation, giving brands a voice, like we do, for example, in this podcast, that we show who the people are. That's a very nice way of doing it. We see the use of more video content and audio content. So as you see, we are working on that. And of course, we cannot ignore AI. So AI has a huge impact on how we create campaigns, how we create content.
Hmm.
And I think there, because you can work so much faster, I really use AI as like a personal assistant because it saves you some time in content creation. You can really personalize your campaigns and content more and really work for specific targeted audiences. And I think that's a very big opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just regarding AI, it's an area where people have mixed feelings, yeah, about is
Yeah,
it going to, will
can
I
be
lose
scary.
my
Yeah,
job or will it
yeah,
enhance my possibilities? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I think that's still open, this discussion, or yeah,
You shouldn't be scared. You should see us as a partner, I think.
okay, all right. What is something in the marketing team and how it operates that might be surprising for the people standing on the outside?
Yeah. I think maybe what not everyone is aware of is it's not all being creative and fun and creating content, but we're actually quite data driven. We really analyze all of our campaigns, the results, who are we reaching with our message. And that's a very big part of our job to really try new things and to then see the results and to try to optimize every year again is a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, that sounds really exciting because I imagine once you do a campaign, whatever, you're seeing the results immediately. Whereas where I'm in sales, it's often that you put in work and it's a longer period of time before
Mm-hmm.
you actually see if that
True.
has been
Yeah.
successful or not,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
it's nice to get this instant feedback almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Charlotte, thank you very much for sharing this information today. I think it's been very like an eye opener as well to see the width and the depth of what goes into this promotional work and marketing work that you're doing. And yeah, thank you very much for joining our podcast, which you're also involved in behind the scenes,
Yeah.
of course. And this is the 20th one.
Wow, that's a great
So
celebration, Michael.
yeah, so very, very
Good work.
glad to have you today on the 20th edition.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you again soon. I think we'll see each other again tomorrow, maybe in another
Yes.
meeting.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
My pleasure. Thank you for joining. So, thank you everyone for joining today in our podcast, Excipient Talk, brought to you by galenIQ. And we will see you soon again in the next episode. Bye for now.